Welcome back to the Burn Boot Camp podcast. You have Trisha and Matt here.
Yes, we're back.
We're back, trending topics. A topic that I think I'm actually really excited to talk to you about, Matt.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it more real than usual.
Okay, well, let's go. So one of the things, and I can personally speak to this because I think this is really just the whole definition of my fitness journey, is fitness mistakes that everyone makes and how to avoid them. So I'm going to speak to this from the lens of what I've actually done. And then Matt, as the VP of fitness and the expert in the house, you can kind of talk to it from that aspect. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to let you kick it off. Where have you seen, because you've done a lot of focus meetings, you've talked to a lot of members and in Burn Nation, where have you seen people just really like, what's the trend where you see it's like, it doesn't have to be that way?
I think I'll talk to mistakes through like the life cycle of a person that's just started working out, someone that's like in the middle, someone that is maybe worked out a very long time, like years on years on years. I think the beginning person, a couple things. The first thing is probably too much too soon.
Okay.
I think a workout routine could be intimidating at first. And if you're doing your day one of like lifting weights or doing a hard conditioning workout or camp, you're going to realize that you're going to be really sore for like maybe a week. Like if you lift weights and you do leg day and it's your first leg day in, I don't know, a very long time, you're probably going to have muscle soreness for like 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 days. So, and even conditioning, you're going to be wiped out for a little bit. So doing too much too soon could be a mistake. Someone that has worked out a little bit, maybe like a year or two, I think the common mistake I probably see is just being inconsistent.
Yep.
I
Double
think
tap on consistency.
Yeah, you get in a routine, and you think you can get away with maybe taking too much time off and not staying consistent to your routine because you've built some results. But again, if you want to continue to get results, you're gonna have to change your workout routine slightly. Yep. And then someone that has worked out a long time and this really is transferable to someone that's worked out in the beginning or just starting off or in the middle. It's thinking specifically on strength days that, all reps are created equally.
Yep.
So I think the common mistake you do is not improving your form along with the heavier weights you pick up. I think that's a common mistake because the more you lift weights, again, the changes you see are going to be smaller over a long period of time, and thinking that you can get away with doing bad reps on any strength day or even conditioning day, that's going to add up to any type of result that you want. It probably won't. It'll probably lead to either an injury or you realizing that why isn't my body changing anymore?
Yeah.
And well, it's because you're not taking account the actual reps that you're doing. Yeah. So I think those are my common mistakes. There's a lot other ones like neglecting nutrition and failing to plan or not setting goals or not warming up before a workout. But I think those for me are the macro ones I would probably say.
Yeah. I just put myself back in the position of, so I think I've told this story before. I've always kind of been into fitness and my health. But after I had my first 2 kids, it was kind of like I was starting over a little bit. And so I'm hearing you say all those things and they all make sense to me now. But I think if I were putting myself back and like, okay, I'm going to get back into it. I had 2 kids back to back, was not really happy with where I was at in my like fitness journey. Obviously just had a child. I was 2 months postpartum when I actually joined Burn Boot Camp. And the one thing that I feel like the mistakes that I made was I was trying to adjust my fitness routine and my just health in general based off of what I was seeing back then. I mean, my youngest is now 7. So 7 years ago, based off of like what I was reading in magazines, what was, Britney Spears doing? What were these celebrities doing? And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. And I think it took me a long time to realize that you kind of have to figure it out for yourself, and also cut through the the BS, the bullshit. I don't know if I can say that on this, but there's a lot of false information out there. And at the end of the day, you have to make sure you're doing what makes sense for you and your lifestyle. I would also say like consistency is key. If there's one thing that I wish I would have, two key takeaways here for me. And I hope maybe someone listening that was in my position before feels the same way. Consistency, and then don't overcomplicate it. I've said it before. Don't try and do all the things that you read. Don't stick to what feels right for you and be consistent at that. So maybe it's not, maybe you're not a runner, or maybe you don't like doing X, Y, Z. Figure out what's fun and then stick with that. And then try and find some community along the way. And I think that's what makes Burn Bootcamp special.
Yeah.
Is you create these bonds with these people and they hold you accountable, and our trainers with focus meetings. I mean, that's what got me to where I'm at now. And I'm 7.5, 8 years in, and I've never been happier. I've never been more confident. And I 100% credit that to Burn Bootcamp for making me feel that way. So I think those are my biggest takeaways is don't try and do all the things. Just figure out what makes sense for you.
So what about, so that's the fitness side. If you
Yeah.
had to do one common mistake from the nutrition side that you've had to realize that it was a mistake, what would that one common mistake be that you don't want someone listening to make it?
Yeah, I mean, you're on Instagram, you're scrolling, people are telling you to do this diet, that diet, this works for me, take this drug, XYZ. It's honestly, it all comes down to if your goal is to lose weight, that's all you want to do is just lose weight. You have to figure out how your calories. It's all about your calories. Calories in, calories out. It doesn't matter what those calories are. If you really like to eat a donut, then eat the donut. Like, don't try and tell yourself you can't eat the donut because there's so many comparisons. And I think people overcomplicate it, where a donut has, let's just say 300 calories. And someone's like, oh no, I need to have a smoothie because a smoothie has been marketed to me as something that is healthy. But then that smoothie could literally have more calories than the donut that you're eating. Mm-hmm. So like eat what you want to eat, but also in moderation. That's how I live my life, is everything in moderation. I eat what I want to eat, but I also now have had enough information and I know enough about nutrients and protein. I always prioritize protein first and foremost. And I think that's my biggest takeaway is always eat the protein because that's going to keep you the fullest, the longest. And then from there, it's like, don't worry if you want a donut, eat the donut. Don't think that you can't eat the donut, and don't fall into this, don't fall into the, I don't want to call them lies, but that all this stuff is bad for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, is it going to make you feel great to eat McDonald's? Probably not. Like you might feel a little shitty just because the food isn't the best. Like if you were to eat like, grilled chicken and vegetables, but if you want to eat McDonald's, then eat McDonald's. That's
just not every day.
Just not every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, again, it depends on your goals at the same time.
So what I'm hearing is common mistake, find what works best for you.
Find what works best for you.
Okay.
It might be different than your best friend. It might be different than the person on the magazine.
Yeah. Are there is there anything, something like you've obviously grown as someone that's worked out, you've learned a lot. Mm-hmm. Is there something that you're currently doing now that you're thinking like, am I doing this right? Is this good for me? Do I need to do more research on?
I feel pretty good about where I'm at because I've been doing it for so long. I think for the longest time, from a weightlifting perspective, I had a lot of doubts. Mm-hmm. I recently started lifting really heavy, like the heaviest I've ever lifted. I've been PRing all the time on my weights, and I actually see the most change in my body. So I also think that that's something it just took me the confidence to believe that that's actually what you need to do, because I've heard it and I was always just nervous and I think a lot of people feel that way. Yeah. Or I'm going to get bulky. Women. I'm going to whatever. No, well, I mean, you're going to get bulky if you are over consuming in your food and you're gaining a lot of fat underneath anyone's going to get bulky in that sense. But lifting heavy weights is not going to make you bulky. It's actually going to make you leaner and you're going to have more definition in your body.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That was fun.
Quick hitter.
I like that one.
Quick hitter. Common mistakes. Let us know if you guys have something that you think you're currently doing that might be a mistake. You don't know. I think a lot of us go through our fitness journey not knowing a lot, again, I've been in a position where I didn't know a lot, and I was always asking myself, where do I find this information? Who do I ask? Again, if you have those things, drop them in the comments on YouTube. Send us a DM. You can either do it on us personally or Burn Boot Camp's Instagram, and let us know, because I think obviously knowledge is power, but only if you know the right knowledge. Right. So let us know, and until next time, guys, thank you for listening, watching, and 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.
Bye.